A pleasant good evening to each and everyone in Georgetown, Guyana, the diaspora, and elsewhere. Friends, before I start, I would like you to subscribe to the channel and press the bell so you will get the next updated video when I put it out. Many times I ask questions and I got to talk to myself. Why am I doing this? What I profit from this? And I'll tell you why. I was not in the time of Jesus, Muhammad, Moses, and others, but now I can understand why Moses threw the commandment in the face of those fools who have witnessed so many tremendous things with the Pharaoh, and he crossed them over the Red Sea by parting the river or the ocean so they could get on the other side, and still continue with the hypocrisy and the corrupt way of living. And he told them of to go to get the commandment from God. And he see what they were doing, and he came down and he said, you can't live by the law, you must die by the law. And he throws some commandment in their face. I wonder why. But from those days to today, there is no such difference. Today, I think y'all are much more educated. I think you are much more civilized. But maybe I am living myself into the past, or I am living in a dreamland. And every time I sit down here to address is the East Indian descendant and the African descendant. Two fools. One is very ignorant and racial, and the other one is very stupid and very corrupt and covetous at the same time, and many other names following. Now, let me make this clear. I received a call from a man who told me that somebody by the name of BB say I, George Correa, is nutty and I thief people land. Ladies and gentlemen, my hands are clean. I swear here, I sign a paper. If I thief the dust from anybody land, take everything I got and kill me. I don't want while living amongst you angels. But I want you to sign it. Because if you cannot prove it, I will take your effing head just as how you want mine. And if so be the case, your family too. If this woman is speaking on behalf of Latri Bagastong with Yasin Ali, the deceased, a thief in the past, a corrupt individual, a goldsmith, and that happens to be his daughter, well, I have good news to you, lady. If you are the one, CR said to tell you he will never forget you, and I hope you enjoy the past because you happens to be a part of his life, and which is adultery. Now, I'm not going to get too far what is CR and who is CR. You know who it is. I am saying here to you, under the Correa and the Chongs, we were not beggars, hoes, and thieves. We are not responsible for ancestors if there was or there wasn't. We are concerned about us. Under the Chongs and the Correa, we don't thief. We give, we help. We were mining cows because we bought a lot of land. Was to transport it up to Canaan. Mr. Ali, Yasin Ali, the thief, a Meiji, a Imam as they call him, a goldsmith, that many Indians go to Canada and America used to stop and then going back and cuss out in front of Latri Bagastong to this old thief that deceased. Ladies and gentlemen, if my father was a thief, a poison, a bastard, okay, or my family, but thank God, my generation was never accused of theft. We don't thief land. Yasin Ali even take judges to court for land dispute. Agricola, Macdoom, Kingston, and one of the island way, Kanamo, Leguana. Anywhere this man live, he fight for land. And I'm going to ask y'all, if any one of you supposed to get 50 feet width in your land, and I, George Correa, supposed to get 60, but I got 66, and you only got 44. Who got yours? You make the assessment. And they bribe every judge and magistrate to corrupt coolie lawyers. They are well known in the courthouse. I remember a magistrate by the name of, I'm going to remember it just because it was quite a long story. Told Mr. Yassin Ali, I hope you won't pull out the pin, because not today I know you. You hear? Someone told me not to mention the magistrate name. She was taking a providence. Well, ladies and gentlemen, I'm not here to discuss that lunatic who died on his teeth in generation, because the curse must follow them. But if y'all got proof that the Corayas and Chong thief, bring it up. George Coraya, Royston Chong, Michael Chong. We may have our differences, and those are my half-brother. We give, we don't want from people. All right? And by the way, any woman we marry was nationalist, not an Egyptian or an Arabian. Because if our own know too much about us and don't want us, we are reject. But our own had always wanted us. So if you marry an Egyptian or a foreigner, because they don't know your history as much as you don't know their own. But we are not going to get to that, because young woman, if you're spreading gossip, you don't have too long to enjoy God's word. Okay? And for all the Indian queens who listening to you and say, George Coraya robbing people, come out and say it live like how I am saying it. I'm not calling your name. I do not do something for an award from man. I understand what is poverty. I see hunger at first class. And I want you all to know, today I am sorry for Guyanese, black and Indian. What had happens to the Indian in the 60s, that create the problem that Indian have a right to beware of black people. But again, the decent black people are not a part of it. What happened in the 60s with the backings of the CIA and the 80-day strike, TUC involvement, and many more, was done by the US government to stamp out communism, the threats of communism in the backyard, on the mainland of America, and they have a right. So you Indian better get your bloody act together. And you black people in Guyana, you are a disgrace to the African descendant. Every day, you got a problem. You got problem with white people. You got problem with Chinese people. You got problem with Amerindian, who you call Bok people. You got problem with East Indian. You even got problem with your own. Today, I get to understand, y'all are deep in land too, but how far you gonna go? Under the right government, it can change. Changes are coming. All land disputes shall be changed and have to go over. So I'm asking people who are buying property, make sure you find out there was not a disputed property you are buying. Because under the righteous government, every man shall get what belongs to them. And the law will change in the court. The Constitution will change. No man will above the law. Not a judge, not a magistrate, not a president, or a leader of any fundamentalist. Everyone will be judged equally. For we are the ones that make governments. And the government ministers are workers. You are not above the law. And all those judges in the court are scared that you fire them, you move them, because that is your ability, because you all have the criminals in the police force with uniform, in the army, and the jailmen them, they are released to do your nasty work. Like in Breakdown, where y'all claim a black prisoner come out of the prison and light the place afire and went back in. That's the greatest magician I hear about. I want you all to understand, you could tell them stories to people who are stupid. You may kill a few and jail innocent people like what Ramjatan has done and still can't produce the paper. I call upon the Ali government to look into this, what I'm talking about, Mr. Ramjatan. It's a violation to human rights. And the Timeri police station that beat Anthony Snow naked as he born and refused to give medical, I call on the UN, America, Canada, England, CARICOM heads of government to look into this. Because let me tell all of you, if it is a racial issue, Venezuela wants 60% of the country. Suriname wants New River. And Brazil is keeping quiet. And listen to my name, George Coraya. George Khan, George Chong. I got so many names, sometimes I want to know if I want to replace God as Bhagwan Allah or God. Because you illiterate bastards. And I said it without an apology. Have no respect for one another. You listen to 65 members in parliament, men and women, and go against your own, fighting your neighbors for what? Let me ask the PNC black people first who vote for Burnham. What you all accomplish? What you get? A party, a dance, some food, and when they finish with you, they raise the tax, raise your water rate, raise your light bill, and tax you heavy? Ask Mr. Manzoor, the UF leader, what become of the UFC with a white shirt, PPPC? Well, let me tell you something. That is why I said Judas was an Indian. For a few dollars, but I wouldn't blame Manzoor plenty for that, because the PNC drove him there. When they stopped his vehicle by the Botanic Garden, take away all his Mary ring, and rob he and his crew. I don't blame him. I wouldn't blame him if he joined Venezuela to get back to y'all in the PNC, or any one of your enemy, because y'all did not have a right to do that. Same rights go to the black man, goes to the Indian, the Portuguese, the Chinese, the mixed race, and the native Indian. And I'm tired of these words as a Guyanese. The white man rob us in Africa. The white man slave us. The white man take the resources. My friend, that is why all Africans are suffering in Africa today. They heard what the white man do, while some of the president could take a whole plane load of people to go to Qatar to see man kicking a ball in soccer, when he could look at it in the house or in the palace on a TV screen. All right? You know how many people in Ghana that money could have fed? You know how many school books that could have thing a raise the teacher pay? I am calling on the Guyana government. You need laborers. You need nurses, as you say. You need doctors. And I want to know, under the PNC government, why every 10 Indian women go to the public hospital to make children, 6 die in childbirth and the baby? It need to be investigated. Is that the extorting plan get rid of y'all from birth? Huh? I want to know. Or is it the nurse didn't care? And then I heard some night, 2 nurses in a ship for the whole big hospital. Come on, Ali. You have to do better, man. Instead of building bridges and highway, build better hospital. Build place for doctors and nurses to come and work, and give them the equal rights. Give them land to build a house. Give them money to help them. Guyana can be a power to reckon with, but with greed, covetousness, spitefulness, and a lot of past experience, Guyana have to be cleansed. We are the imams. We are the pandits. We are the priests. These men of Allah, Bhagwan, and God. We are these hypocrites. Or y'all are hiding, or they pay you to shut up. A priest is a representative to the last sheep. And your job is to expose the government if they're wrong. But if they're right, your job is to pray and ask God to give them long life to do the right thing. But all of you afraid, what you afraid of? We all have to die. All of us. Imagine Venezuela open up the border to many Guyanese. Free land, free water, free light. All they have to do, build a house and pay 5,000 or 2,000 Venezuelan money to claim a transport, while in Guyana, we close down transport. And your own land you can't get. Some people complaining they pay so long and they can't get it. What's going on, Ali? Friends and family and foreigners who got money and can bribe, getting everything. I look at the news, Exxon 5.8 billion. I was also told it's alleged, because it could be false news. Profit, where it came from. And I want to make this clear. Ladies and gentlemen, can a black man or woman, a Chinese man or woman, a white man or woman, or a Amerindian man or woman, or a mixed race, go to India to settle Pakistan and India dispute of border? No way. Because of Kashmir? No way. Can any one of you go to Ethiopia, Somali, Mozambique, Angola, and other African nations to settle peace amongst border clashes? Any other race? No way. It have to be the native. A Nigerian for Nigeria, a Ghanaian for Ghana, a Somalian for Somalian, not another race who arrive and who are claiming emancipation. Okay? So if y'all are illiterate, understand the meaning of the word emancipation. It means you're free, go back home for God's sake. Marcus Garvey, the Jamaican man, talk about back to Africa. Plenty went with it. They went to Liberia. Their flag with a star. You hear? Go and find out what they do to their own black people. I blame the third world black leaders. Wake up for God's sake. Unite and put your people right. The prosperity of your nation is your people. And your resources are your people. Gold and diamond will be there and disappear. But your people will continue. And respect the women them. For God create the world and women populate it. Come on. Make your law. Someone send me a video which I will play in my next video while I was at a clinic. I don't know if it's Saudi Arabia. A man was accused of raping a young woman and he was stoned to death. And all the machine gun people stand up watching and he dare not run. They stoned him to death. I want that law for Guyana. I want any man who's been accused for raping to take a lie detector test. And the woman who accused them to take one. And I want it to be known. If you lie on a man to cause all that pain and suffering, when it's proven one day that you were lying, you must be executed. But if the man have done it, then we have to execute it. Because we don't keep disease. We kill mice and roach. We kill snakes. We kill them because we said they are disease. They can bite us, they can cause problems. But we are hurting one another, killing one another, and we are asking for pardon. I am saying here today, open up the prison and set all prisoners free. Because according to those who commit crime, murder, and others, thieving, is because the PNC government and with the PPP have caused innocent people to go astray. Agriculture, which is Jonestown on the East Bank, Buxton Pleasance, Den Amstel, and many more. During election time or anything go bad, y'all block the road. Every Indian pass through them in a minibus, y'all take them out, beat them, rob them. And y'all think they must forget what happened in the 60s? Y'all are calling the martyr, the Tratman story where the land was blown up and killed 45 innocent people. We all share the pain. But what about the pain of those innocent people in Mackenzie and Wisman and other part of the country that was beaten and killed by black people during racial riot? Are they not human beings? I know they're stupid because they can't come together. If you black people had done that to a white race, they'd wipe you all off when they get power. You do to the Chinese, they would do it. And if you do to any other race, Israel at present is bulldozing the Palestinian land where they get a chance to go. The Jews would have been in Guyana. Ask your old parents before they're dead. Is America and England take them to Palestinian country? America reject thousands of Jews from entering this country, okay? If you all don't know it, shut up. America fought for democracy and human rights. They will not allow no communist, dictator, fascist from Mexico to Argentina or the Caribbean. They will not allow it. Under no way of life, I don't care whether you like the Democrat or Republican. They may have the domestic problem that we are all here. And you Indian, y'all should praise the Yar if he did not collate with Burnham. Y'all men would have been killed out from 18 up. Get the X-13 plan. Because many of you was considered to be PPP and PYO. While Burnham played the game and formed YSM and National Service People Militia. All of them had something and they rob, both sides rob y'all blind. Richard Ishmael had a school called Indian in Brickdam. He was the trade union leader for the sugar workers. Burnham helped Jagan to apply pressure on Richard and take away it from him so Jagan could have controlled the sugar industry while Burnham controlled TUC with Garden Tad and others. Even though when Garden Tad tried to go against him, it's alleged he put the man in the helicopter and take him up in the helicopter, called the bell, and asked, "Can you fly?" The man had to call off the strike. Friends, you two serpent, the Indian and the blacks in Guyana, is this what you want for your generation? Y'all think y'all are the only one could kill? Get it clear, eh? When some people start, they won't stop until the last one falls. So be careful what y'all are doing in that uniform, police especially. I call on the international community to look into it. You hear? And I can tell every black man and woman in Guyana, PPP party, Coolie party are not racial. If they were racial, they never sell black people anything to eat and drink. When those farmers was passing on the East Bank, going to Georgetown with plantain, cassava, yam, and pineapple, you black people would stop the vehicle and rob it. Because that is in your nature, but the decent one did not. So for Mr. David Hines, Aubrey Norton, if y'all are looking for a progressive Guyana, my advice to you, we don't need another black man to be there, or a black woman to be there. We don't need an Indian man or an Indian woman to be there, because this wound will never cure if we do that. It's like exchanging your right hand for your left hand every time. Where is it going? But I blame not you, the politician. I blame the foolish citizen, the two race. Why the mixed race don't get involved? Why the Portuguese don't get involved? Why the Chinese don't get involved? Then I heard it's alleged that a certain vice president say the Portuguese and the Chinese did not contribute nothing to Guyana. Well, you bastard, get it straight. If it wasn't for the Portuguese, you would have never had an independence and a flag to salute to, you bloody bastard. And if it was not for them, y'all wouldn't have been in America and Canada, because you were branded as communist followers. You know how many Cubans were glad for your chance? Because Cuba get it the other day. Thanks to Jimmy Carter, when he take the Marriott boat lift with all the gays and lesbians and the criminals into Florida. Thanks to Jimmy Carter. With all you may got a lot of difference with America, yes, they got the problem. Not all time the hands fair deal. They can't go on the other side sometimes, but they're still there to open up the door to the less fortunate. While in Guyana, 800,000 or 7 or something thousand people, half of them don't even have their own house, and people fighting for property. The courthouse full with land dispute in a country like Guyana, when the black man claiming emancipation and slavery, and you the Indian, the Coolie, not the Indian, claiming their arrival. So help me God. Come on, Ali. You're different from the rest of them. Why not find out all who want to go back to India and Africa and give them a first-class flight with their family and give the family, each one of them, 100,000 US, pay them to leave. Get rid of the parasite, the troublemakers, and bring Guyana forward. It's an Amerindian country. I want to ask you a question, Ali. I have a lot of respect for you. I want to investigate why Mr. Anthony Snow was locked up actually a year wrongfully, and fire was put in the prison to kill him by police officers. We have the name. We have the magistrate and judge. I called upon all embassies to deny them visa. I called upon the Caribbean government to call for an inquiry into this. The other day, you all had a big meeting from the Caribbean. Some of the Caribbean leaders are old and senile, they're stupid. All they think about is their self, friends, and family too, because they're getting paid off. And I have no apology to this. You have one from Dominica, Eugenia Charles' country. It's alleged, before he talk about what to do for Dominica, he talking about women spending money on cosmetics. I wonder if your wife have on a see-through dress, a bikini, because that's foreign, man. I wonder if she got eyelashes or she use rouge or lipstick, because that is foreign. And I wonder if he's using any perfume. If it's alleged what he says, I'm only answering the question and asking him question too. So a man like that is not ready to rule a country. It's not about how the woman dressed. What, you want to see what is between her legs? You want to know if she shaved? Which razor blade she used? These hypocrites them. And you, the Caribbean leaders, sit down and allow an illiterate leader to destroy a meeting in CARICOM. CARICOM is the eyes of America and the A's to protect democracy and human rights. Not because you're black, you take side. Come on. Same goes to Africa. All these African leaders, wake up, brothers. Unite with your neighbors and bridge Africa. The European has divided and zoned it and given it their name. Like the Kenyan ambassador in the UN, when he addressed the UN on behalf of the war of Russia and Ukraine, he said European who colonize Africa have named it and boundary in it, and we can live with it. And these white people can't live with the land they give to us. It was a slap in the European face. I congratulate him, he deserved 5 Nobel Prizes. So you Africans, whether you speak French, you speak Hollandish, English, German, Italian, you all are Africano. Unite as one, for God's sake. Look at Idi Amin. Look at Mugabe. Look at Abacha. Look at Gowon. Look at all the rest. I can name them if you want. And stop this nonsense and unite. And Africa will be a force to reckon with. Every one of you should put a plane load of military and answer the call of Saudi Arabia and Egypt that is raping your young black African queens and your princes, enslaving, and you are closing your eye drinking champagne while Africans are feeling pain. You shameless creatures. I don't think Lucifer will need you all in hell. There got to be something beyond that. So you black people, you got a mountain on your shoulder, not a chip. And you Indians, you are the world's greatest corrupted people. You will sell your daughter, your mother, for what you want. You'll go to the voodoo man for what you want. But my God is God. Try everything you want. You cannot defeat me under his sky. Because plenty of you will eat your fill. I said it. Stop fighting one another. Unite with the black men who are decent and hold hands together. Remove all corrupt political party. We don't need PNC. We don't need PPPC. And if you look at APNU, it's PPP member crossover. And if you look at the PNC before, ask Hamilton Green before he did, because he got long more. Or you see Guyana. PPP 7 could cross the floor. One was sent into India to be ambassador when the Tata boss come in. He made deal and all the money and was trying to get it out. It's alleged, and India said no. My friend, Guyana is an Amerindian country. The same way you Indians are claiming day of arrival, the Amerindians are claiming the day of death because of the two of you. Same way you Africans are claiming emancipation, they are Amerindian in their own country and they're in prison. Many ministers and police used to go to bed with Amerindian women, young girls. Many were raped in the past. And I said it. But every crime you all have done to innocent people, you black and Indian, it shall return to your doorstep 10 to 1, or maybe 100 to 1. So I call upon the decent Indian and blacks, unite for a national front government. And I tell you before I go, you can't put a black man, a Portuguese man, a Chinese man, and an Indian man for border dispute. The Coolie and the black already make deal with OMI and also the oil deal. The only people to change that charter is the native, the people who was born and grow there that Columbus meet. And they can do it. And I call upon the accent people, you're aiding and abetting in one of the world's greatest humanitarian crime by exploiting a nation that's already been exploited. Change for God's sake. And we can work together for humanity with America and Guyana as one. I am your host, George Correa. Thank you for listening. No hard feelings.